And joining us now from Milwaukee is NBC News correspondent Vaughn Hilliard. Vaughn, it's good to see you. I know you were at that press conference with the Secret Service earlier. What does security look like in Milwaukee right now?
Right. This is the moment here that has been in preparation for 18 months. There was a press conference that was held with the U.S. Secret Service as well as with local and state law enforcement here. And it was made crystal clear that there would be no security changes to what was already in place. That was made clear by the U.S. Secret Service and by the local law enforcement here. Now, around the greater downtown Milwaukee area, where the heart of the convention is, there is a hard perimeter and there's a soft perimeter. The hard perimeter is essentially a lockdown area where only credentialed, whether they be delegates or VIPs, members of the press and other guests are able to enter. And there are no firearms allowed inside of the hard zone. In the soft perimeter, which expands a few more blocks, the roads are still shut down, so there are no cars. There is a heightened security presence. Yet, because Wisconsin is an open carry state, folks are able to bring firearms into that area. And the governor of Wisconsin here today urged the U.S. Secret Service to change the perimeter for the hard to the soft and to bar firearms from being able to come inside of the soft perimeter. It was made clear by the local law enforcement and the U.S. Secret Service that there are no plans to do so here at this time. So, of course, there is a lot of concern coming into this here. Donald Trump is en route here, but already thousands of delegates are already here in downtown Milwaukee as we speak, Jose.
So, Vaughn, what are we talking about as far as the hard perimeter versus the softer or the soft perimeter? As far as I know, you're talking about some streets, et cetera. What's the dimension of the hard versus soft?
Right. There's just a couple of the immediate blocks right around the convention, the arena where the Milwaukee Bucks play. That is where the several thousand will be convening beginning tomorrow early afternoon, where the roll call vote will be taking place. And then the soft perimeter is, all but a major part of downtown, extending anywhere from 15 blocks north to south, east to west. It is quite a large expanded area there. And the idea is that the public is still able to enter downtown Milwaukee. The idea is that there are folks that be allowed to protest as long as they are moving and not getting in anybody's way. And so that is where some of this concern is. And I asked the U.S. Secret Service official here, who is the coordinator for the RNC, about the events that unfolded, because the U.S. Secret Service has not held a single press conference or briefing outside of what just took place since yesterday's attempted assassination. Unlike the local law enforcement in Pennsylvania, unlike the FBI did earlier today, I asked the official here with the U.S. Secret Service, who is the one overseeing the RNC, whether she has spoken with Director Cheadle of the U.S. Secret Service. She did not respond to that question. I asked her if she felt comfortable with the resources that are currently in place here, and she responded yes. I also asked her why the Trump family and Republicans, the convention goers, should feel safe coming here into downtown Milwaukee, understanding what came so close to happening just yesterday afternoon. And she said because they have had a diligent operation in place with local law enforcement here, and this is something that they have been preparing for as a national special security event. It's sort of in the way that the inauguration is. That is when the Department of Homeland Security, the secretary, deems an event as such and places the U.S. Secret Service in charge of coordinating all of the different law enforcement agencies. So, again, this has been 18 months in the making. This official here from the U.S. Secret Service made it clear that they are prepared and said that there is no need to expand, and it's not under consideration. She noted that it is not under consideration to expand the hard perimeter or to attempt to bar firearms inside of the soft perimeter across downtown Milwaukee. So, of course, this is an intense 5 days ahead. The U.S. Secret Service has obviously dealt with conventions in the past. They're planning for one in Chicago in August here, but this is notable in a certain level of tension that was not around this event as there was before yesterday afternoon in the Pennsylvania shooting.
Yeah, Vaughn, I was thinking about this because Dasha Burns, who was there yesterday when this whole incident, began and stayed covering it, my admiration and support for her and the entire team, the NBC News team there. But I know you have covered so many, Vaughn, of Trump's rallies, indoors and outdoors. I was wondering just like what you were thinking yesterday.
I was actually on the airplane, Jose, to Milwaukee here to begin covering the convention. And I know Dasha and Bianca Seward, our producer, and Jake Traylor, our great embed reporter, who were on the ground there for that moment. This is something, when you go to these events, you're talking about several thousand individuals, 5,000, 10,000, upwards of 15,000 individuals sometimes in their remote rural territory. Other times they're in the heart of small towns. And there is always a certain anxiety around these events. Donald Trump has made a conscious decision, and he and his campaign team, to have these public events where, frankly, you can have thousands of people that drive hours to come to these events and see him. And that is a part of the American process, being able to have a campaign event and be able to do it safely and with the confidence that you are able to go up and stand up on a stage, that the press will be there to cover you, and that folks who want to come and hear their political candidates are able to do so without the threat or fear of violence. And we have gone through these perimeters before. I should note that we have been at past outdoor events, including one back in April in Pennsylvania that I was at. And I was standing outside of the perimeter where watching the end of his speech. And so this is sort of the risk involved. But the idea is that for Donald Trump and his campaign and everybody that goes to these events, that they are protected. And it was a complete failure yesterday in order to protect not only Donald Trump, but also the people that came to see him as part of the process that is the American political process.
Yeah.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.